France-IX is an increasingly important internet exchange now on the international internet exchange market as well, not just within Europe. So we were getting a lot of demand from our customers. They were actually giving us a lot of feedback that they wanted to be at France-IX as not just the big three internet exchanges anymore, but France-IX was becoming included in the big four now in Europe. So it was partly customer demand, but also we enjoy working with France-IX. We had some good conversations initially about that, and they were very professional. We get a lot of good communication from the industry that they're very professional, they're very robust, and problems are sorted very quickly. So that's the kind of partner that we want on board, and that someone like France-IX, who is growing so quickly, can grow with us. Some customers ask for France-IX for redundant reasons. They may appear at one of the other big international internet exchanges in Europe, and then France-IX is the next choice, so that they have a little bit more resiliency. But then we do also have a lot of customers who are based in regions like Switzerland, for example, so you get the Swiss French. There's also areas of Africa and the Middle East that have a lot of French-speaking regions. So they want to access French content. They want to get closer to those regional peers as well as the international community, the peers at France-IX, so they can then deliver that content on their network. We deployed the 10 gig share port option with the reseller program that France-IX offer. What that enables us to do at our end is offer fractional ports, what we call fractional ports, and that's also known as private VLANs for those individual customers. So that's part of our unique selling point, is that we can offer these fractional ports. So it makes sense for remote peering, because a lot of remote peering networks will want smaller bandwidths. So they may take 1 gig, but they may also take 100 meg to get going, to get started, to try out the market. So that was important for us to offer via France-IX as well, especially because they're becoming such a big partner for us. So that's why we chose that option initially, but it's also easier to manage as well. It's easier on our end than giving an individual port to each customer that we turn up, and we're turning up a lot. So we connected our port at France-IX in December 2012, and since then we've been really happy with the number of customers that we brought to France-IX. We actually connected 20 plus. 13 of those actually came through an initial push that we did with France-IX with a special offer to connect them with 100 meg for free, which was really popular. It brought a lot of new peers onto the internet exchange, so obviously for France-IX that's a little bit more attractive for getting other members as well. And since then people have started to push more traffic, so even those that took it as a sort of test or a trial, let's say, they've actually been really surprised at the amount of traffic that they're pushing to France-IX, and are now looking to see whether they upgrade and the next stage that they take that. So that's really successful, and we're really pleased with that. Another area that's really important to us and important to our customers is the support that they get with the network. It's a very crucial part of what we deliver, and we pride ourselves on our own 24/7 NOC and the support that they get around the clock. And one of the things that France-IX is extremely good on, and we're extremely grateful for, is that they also have 24/7 NOC that's extremely reliable. Problems are sorted very quickly. And our customers can have the option to go direct to France-IX, or they can come via us. I mean, we normally handle the technical situation anyway if it's a customer via us, but they also have that option if they need to. It's a sort of backup solution as well. So it's completely robust for them to operate both. Our network is sort of naturally evolving. We started off in London, Paris, Frankfurt and Amsterdam, so that was the first part of the network we built. And then we expanded into Europe, so we have a very good foothold in Europe and our network is extremely strong in Europe. We then started to expand out from there into the US, for example, so we had transatlantic capacity over into the US, and we have west to east coast as well. We've then recently decided to pop Dubai, so we've actually moved into the Middle Eastern market, and we're now highly concentrated on developing that. It's a big priority for us. So we're now turning up a lot of important customers from the region who are now wanting connectivity to the rest of our network in Europe and the US, for example. And from there, we've sort of naturally evolved into what looks like the Asian market as being the next priority. So some of the Middle Eastern companies have a strong demand for the Asian market as well. So LA is now an extremely important hub for us. So it looks like we're now going to go into those markets and really concentrate on those. Marseille is becoming an interesting hub now, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens now going forward, because there's a lot of companies from the Middle East and further afield actually into Asia as well who are landing their international capacity in Marseille. So it's now an important hub for us. So we've just recently added a new POP there so that we can now service that audience and that customer base. And from that point, we can actually connect people into Europe, to the major internet exchanges, to France IX in Paris, for example. There's also France IX Marseille that's going to become an interesting hub as well for interconnects and peering. So we're kind of waiting to see what happens with it, but we're positioning ourselves to be prepared for that to go quite crazy, because it looks like it's going to be an important hub and important for peering as well. So we're happy to continue the relationship with France IX on that as well and see how we can promote and develop that further. So if you want to connect to France IX, contact IX Reach at inquiries@ixreach.com.